Welcome to the Learning Lab class, Discover Library Materials and Collections with the Arcadia Discovery Catalog. My name is Melissa and I'm one of the Adult and Teen Services librarians at the Arcadia Public Library. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to do some basic searches and understand results lists. So let's take a look. So I'm here on the Arcadia Discovery Catalog homepage at discovery.arcadialibrary.org, and we're going to take a look at doing a basic search and understanding and interpreting those results. The search bar is just right up here at the top of the page. There are a few drop-down menus, so let's take a look briefly at what is in each of them. This first drop-down menu has a couple of different ways that you can search. It defaults to search by keyword, and for the most part, I would recommend simply leaving the drop-down menu to keyword as it is, because it's going to capture what you're looking for in most instances. But just in case, it may be good to know about the other options that are included in this list, which include title, start of title, series, author, subject, and advanced search. We'll be taking a look at advanced search more in depth in a future video. The second drop-down menu defaults to searching the library catalog because that's where you are, but it can also be used to search just the online collection, lists within the catalog, as well as the library website. Again, this defaults to the library catalog, and that would be the most appropriate choice in most instances. So I'm going to go ahead and click in the search bar, and I'm going to search for John Grisham. So I'm just going to start typing his name, and you'll notice as I'm typing that the catalog provides you with some predictive text. If what you're looking for is one of those predictive text options, you can go ahead and click on it before you finish typing, and it will fill that in for you. If it isn't suggesting what you're looking for, or you can just go ahead and ignore it. It's sometimes handy, especially if you don't know the exact spelling of an author's name or another similar scenario. But in any case, I'm going to be looking for John Grisham. So I'm going to go ahead and either click on this go button with the magnifying glass or hit enter on my keyboard to execute the search. So I've got a result list here, and there's a lot of information on this page. So let's take a look at what this page is telling me. So first, right at the top, highlighted in blue, is the number of items that came up for my search, which in this case is 89. There are 82 items that are available, and 45 of these items are available online as either an ebook or an e-audiobook. Next, you'll notice in the center, this is where my actual results are. There will be a cover, and then there's going to be other information about the items, which we'll get to in just a minute. On the left-hand side is additional search metrics and filters that will allow me to narrow my search by selecting additional parameters. This is helpful if you do a search and you get way too many results. This will help you narrow your results down. We'll be taking a look at this left side filtering in a separate video about advanced searching. Now, right back up here at the top, there is a couple of different things. Right here with these little icons, it indicates different item types, and you can click on these to filter your results to just these item types, or records that have these item types on them, rather. Now, right at the top of the first result is this drop-down menu. And this drop-down menu is the order in which the results list is sorted. This sorting will always default to best match, which is simply the catalog trying to find you the thing it thinks you're looking for. There are additional sorting options that might be of use to you, so let's take a look at those. There are newest and oldest first, so you can chronologically sort the list by publication date. There's also author and title. These might be useful if you're searching for a topic with many different books by many different authors, or if you're looking for a specific title by an author, but you don't know the full name of it. Next is the date added, which is extremely useful for sorting in that it will show you the latest items that are added to the library collection right on the top. So again, that would be most useful if you're looking for the latest items that were added. You can also sort by call number or the order of how these items are shelved in the library. And finally, there are options for total checkouts and user rating in case that is of interest to you. You can also change how this result list displays. It defaults to a list view with all this additional information, but if you want a quicker way to browse to look through all the results instead of having to scroll and scroll and scroll, you can change the view to cover on the right-hand side over here. And it's just going to show you the covers of the books. You can still access all that additional information. You just need to click on the cover and it will give you a pop-up with all of that additional information that we saw in the longer list. I'm going to change it back to the list view and we're going to take a look at the additional information that is displayed within each result to understand what's going on. So in the center, in this result list, you'll see the results for whatever you search for. So as a reminder, I searched for John Grisham and I got 89 items. The first result will show, or any of the results will show the cover, and then right up top will be the title, and below that, the author. If it's part of a series, it will also be listed right below that, and then it will list the language that the information is in. Most of the time it will be English, but remember we do have a large international language collection of Chinese, Korean, and Spanish materials, as well as additional materials in other languages in the children's area. So sometimes that language information here will be different. Now below that, on the left-hand side of this first column, we see different groupings and buttons. The first column shows the different formats that are available. One of the great features about this catalog is that it groups all the different formats together into one record so that you don't have to look at all of these as individual records and scroll and scroll and scroll. So for this title, we have a book, an audiobook, an e-audiobook, an ebook, a Kindle version, a large print version, and a playaway version. So again, audiobooks for this library is audiobooks on CD. Large print are those that have a slightly bigger typeface than a regular print book. And then playaways are those self-contained digital devices that have an audiobook preloaded onto them. The middle column gives you the status of an individual format or item type. So for the book version, it's available on the shelf as indicated in the green "It's on Shelf" button. Below that, it gives you a section of the library that it is contained in. So in this case, new books. And then the third column is where the item is located by call number in the library. So this item is located in the new book section and the call number is Fiction Grisham. Now, if we take a look at the audiobook, all of those copies are checked out right now. And it shows me the number of holds and the number of people, or number of copies, and the number of people waiting for those items. Now, the third column here is where we can place an item on hold if you're logged into your account. And for the digital items, there are additional options such as previewing the book to test it out to see if it's for you, which is really handy. You would just click on this, it'll send you over to Overdrive and it'll let you preview a little section from that book. Finally, below all of the different formats is a short description for the item. And then there's buttons for more information, which we'll be taking a look at in a future video where we look at an individual item record. And then there's options to add it to a list, which we again will also look at in a future video. And then there is also the options to share by email or to social media platforms. Let's go back to the top and let's do a different search. And this time let's do a search for Pride and Prejudice. So I'm going to leave it as keyword, which is the most general search, and I'm going to go ahead and hit the go button. So for that search, I've gotten 88 results. Now let's take a look and see if this result would be any different if I use the more specific by title dropdown for my search. So I've changed it from keyword to title, and I'm going to go ahead and hit go. And it's changed my result to 38 items. So it captured less items because I searched more specifically, but you will notice that the first item that it found or listed was the same. In most cases, I would still encourage you to start with a keyword search because in most cases, it's going to find you what you're looking for. But if it brings back too many results, you might consider searching by a different option in this drop-down menu. Okay, let's do one final search and take a look. Instead of for an author or a title, we're going to take a look for a topic. So I'm going to search for 3D printing. And I'm going to go ahead and change this back to keyword, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit go. Now in this search result, you'll notice that the first item looks different than what we've seen in the previous searches. For this particular search and for other searches in the catalog, when you're doing something based more on topic, sometimes it will come up with a result for a guide. And these guides are compiled lists of resources made by librarians that may be of interest to you based on what you were searching for. So in this case, the Arcadia Public Library has a 3D printing guide that might be of interest to you. So if I go ahead and click on this, it's going to open a new tab and it's going to take me to that 3D printing guide created by librarians. And this has additional resources on the topic that I might be interested in. So headed back to the catalog, let's take a look at these results. Since I searched for a topic instead of a specific title or author, I am getting results that are in both the children's and the adult section. I can filter based on the left-hand navigation menu to limit my results if I would like. And we're going to be talking again about filtering and advanced search and more in depth in a future video. But if I knew that I was only interested in 3D printing books for adults, I could go ahead and click that off and it's going to change my results and I'm going to see things that are just in the adult section. So in this video, we took a look at how to search for materials in the Arcadia Discovery catalog and understand a results list. Join us for our next video where we're going to be taking a look at how to understand individual search results and records. Feel free to leave us a comment below or reach out to library staff if you have any additional questions.